Welcome back to our channel, where today we're diving into the world of hard apple cider, a crisp, refreshing alcoholic beverage that has been enjoyed for centuries. Before we jump into the apple picking process, let's quickly explain what apple cider is. Hard apple cider is an alcoholic drink made by fermenting fresh apple juice. It's different from non-alcoholic apple cider, which is simply unfiltered apple juice. In this video, we'll guide you through the critical first step of crafting exceptional hard cider, selecting the right apples. After we've explored the apple picking process, we'll take you behind the scenes to show how these carefully chosen apples are transformed into the hard cider you know and love. Let's get started. Farmers often select apple varieties that are resistant to pests and have high yields. Apple trees are grown from grafted trees, a propagation method from the parent tree to ensure the young trees retain the desired genetic traits. Apples used for making hard cider are carefully selected to provide a balanced flavor profile of sweetness, tartness, and bitterness, creating the unique character of cider. Cider apples are usually harvested later in the season compared to fresh eating apples, typically in the fall when they are fully ripe. This delayed harvest ensures that the sugar content in the apples reaches its peak, which is crucial for the fermentation process that transforms apple juice into hard cider. The process of harvesting cider apples is highly mechanized, particularly in larger orchards. A key tool used in this process is a tree shaker, which is a hydraulic machine attached to a tractor. The machine clamps onto the tree and vigorously shakes it, causing the ripe apples to fall to the ground. Once the apples are on the ground, the next step involves using a harvester that moves through the rows of trees, gathering the fallen apples. However, some apples might remain hidden under the tree canopy or in hard-to-reach spots. In these cases, farmers employ a blower, a machine that pushes the remaining apples from under the trees into the open, allowing the harvester to make another pass and collect them. This two-step approach ensures that almost all of the apples are gathered efficiently. Harvesters that resemble street sweepers, which pick apples from the ground, are designed to process large volumes of fruit continuously. These machines can cover multiple acres of orchard per day, gathering tons of apples efficiently. The combination of these machines allows farmers to harvest between 10 and 20 tons of apples per day, depending on orchard size, tree density, and apple yield. This level of productivity is crucial for the cider making industry, where large quantities of apples are needed to produce hard cider in commercial volumes. These machines can cover multiple acres of orchard per day, gathering tons of apples efficiently. The combination of these machines allows farmers to harvest between 10 and 20 tons of apples per day, depending on orchard size, tree density, and apple yield. This level of productivity is crucial for the cider making industry, where large quantities of apples are needed to produce hard cider in commercial volumes. They are capable of distinguishing between apples and stones. But to ensure accuracy, the apples pass through a water system. In this system, any stones are separated and dropped into a pit, while the clean apples continue on to be processed. This thorough system ensures that only high-quality apples make it through to the cider making stage. In large-scale industrial orchards, the harvest yield can be quite impressive. With a combination of modern machinery and efficient management, a 100-hectare cider apple orchard can harvest approximately 3,000 to 4,000 tons of apples each season. During the peak days of the harvest season, a team of 3 to 4 self-propelled harvesters, working alongside 8 to 10 large trucks, can harvest and transport up to 200 to 300 tons of apples per day. After the harvest, the transportation and handling process of cider apples in large industrial orchards is a complex and highly efficient logistics operation. Tons of apples are quickly gathered by modern harvesters and loaded onto large, specialized trucks, often referred to as bin trucks or bulk bins. These trucks can carry between 10 to 20 tons of apples, depending on their size and design. The apples are transported to the processing area using a specialized water conveyor system, designed to gently move large volumes of fruit without causing damage. This system typically consists of large tanks or channels filled with water where the apples are carefully unloaded. The apples float in the water, which reduces bruising and allows for smooth transportation. The gentle flow of water carries the apples through various stages of cleaning and sorting. Along the way, debris such as leaves, stems, and dirt are filtered out, and the apples are gradually funneled towards the processing area. Hard cider enjoys popularity in regions with a rich history of apple cultivation, notably the United Kingdom, France, and the United States. In recent years, the United States has experienced a resurgence in cider popularity, particularly in New York, Michigan, and the Pacific Northwest. The craft cider movement has led to many cideries focusing on high quality, small batch production, with American cider makers experimenting with diverse apple varieties and fermentation techniques, resulting in a wide range of flavors and styles. The apples are transported to the processing area and placed into a large water tank. Here, the apples are soaked in clean water to remove dirt, debris, and any impurities clinging to the surface of the fruit. The water in the tank may be gently agitated to enhance the washing effectiveness. After a soaking period, the apples are inspected to eliminate any that do not meet quality standards. They are then transferred to a mill, which crushes them into a mash using sharp teeth that break down the apple cells and release the juice. The skins containing natural yeasts and vitamins, while the seeds add bitterness and fats. Following crushing, the apple pulp rests in a container for about an hour, allowing flavors to meld and enzymes to work, which enhances juice extraction during the pressing stage. The apple mash is pumped into a press, where it undergoes a thorough squeezing process to extract all the juice. The fresh juice is then transferred to fermentation tanks, where yeast is added to kickstart the fermentation process. Meanwhile, the pomace is collected and repurposed as cattle feed, ensuring that nothing is wasted. Subsequently, the apple pomace is processed in a cider press, where it is squeezed again to extract any remaining fresh apple juice. The freshly extracted cider flows into a collection tray for further processing. This is a machine that pressed apple mash using a twin belt press, where pneumatic pressure is applied gradually to extract the juice. The freshly extracted juice is collected and transferred into fermentation tanks, where it undergoes a fermentation process that lasts anywhere from 3 to 6 months. The style of cider produced can vary significantly based on the length of fermentation. A shorter fermentation period tends to yield a sweet, low-alcohol cider, while a longer fermentation results in a brut cider, which is characterized by its drier taste, higher alcohol content, and reduced sugar levels. This variability allows cider makers to craft distinct products that cater to different preferences and palates. Once sanitized, the bottles are placed on a conveyor system that transports them to the filling station. Here, the cider is pumped into each bottle, ensuring that the correct volume is achieved. This is often done using precise filling machines that minimize oxygen exposure to maintain the cider's quality. Following the filling, the bottles are capped with airtight seals to preserve freshness and carbonation. Next, they move to the labeling station, where labels are applied that detail the cider's brand, flavor profile, alcohol content, and other important information. As for its history, hard cider is indeed an ancient product. The fermentation of apple juice dates back thousands of years, with evidence of cider production found in various ancient cultures. The Romans, for example, were known to ferment apples in the regions they conquered. Today, cider continues to be a cherished drink with a rich heritage, and its popularity is growing globally as more people discover the joys of this refreshing and versatile beverage. Thank you for joining us on this flavorful journey through the world of hard cider. We hope you enjoyed learning about how the right apples can make all the difference in crafting delicious cider. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more insights into agriculture process. Got questions or tips of your own? Drop them in the comments below. We love hearing from you.